here's Brody Brazil.
So a couple days ago, the former Oakland A's did something that we had been expecting them to do for quite some time. And that is come out with their new imaging and branding preferences. No longer will they be called the Oakland A's, nor will they be called the Sacramento A's or the West Sacramento A's. They simply want to be called the Athletics, and their three-letter designator is ATH. Now, this situation presents an interesting point in time, maybe even an opportunity for fans of Oakland baseball, maybe former fans of the Oakland A's. There is still a baseball fan base out here in the 510 area code that just doesn't know exactly maybe what to do with their fandom quite yet. And because of the A's move, maybe it will motivate them to figure out what's next and to move on to something different. I'm also here to say at the very beginning of this video, I don't know if there's a right answer in all of this or a wrong answer in all of this. There really is no playbook. Baseball relocation does not happen on any frequent basis, hasn't happened in about 50 plus years since right now. So I'm not here to project what I think anybody should or shouldn't do. But what I do intend to take care of in this video is to kind of spell out all the different options and kind of the different groups and subsections of the fan base and what I kind of see them doing. And I'll begin in no particular order, actually with what I think is one of the smaller subsection of fans, and that is a group of former A's fans who will continue to be A's fans, but they will follow this team to Sacramento and the 916, but only there. And maybe proximity and geography are main factors. Maybe there are some former Oakland A's fans who are a demographic that is still attached to the players and the tradition, and they love the game of baseball, and they're willing to drive 90 minutes and maybe 2 hours to go up to Sutter Health Park, and they realize that this team is still accessible. They're not maybe ready to let go yet. Now, I'm also here to say that this group kind of spells out that they're not going to follow the team anywhere past Sacramento, technically West Sacramento, but it also might be because this group has the belief that Sacramento is the ultimate end and final destination of this relocation. This group might also have some feelings that Las Vegas may not happen, and they're kind of willing to take the risk and take the chances and make the drive in assuming that their fandom will be continuous if they just keep going to Sacramento and 3 years turns into 5 years and turns into forever. I'm not here to go down that rabbit hole, but I do acknowledge that this is a subsection of Oakland fans. This does exist. This is not by far anywhere close to the biggest group of subsections, but this is definitely a unique aspect that I've observed so far. There's also a group of Oakland A's fans that apparently is willing to stay with this team all the way through if they eventually do make it to Las Vegas. Now, I said these were Oakland fans, but I kind of have a feeling as I communicate with this subsection of people on social media, YouTube and X and Instagram, this group probably has zero Bay Area ties. Like, they were fans of the Oakland A's, but they're in Illinois or Texas or Florida or New York. And so geography to them doesn't matter. The A's are always going to be out west, and the A's are always going to be a plane flight away. So I'm not here to say that this group should maybe carry as much weight as everybody else if they weren't geographically around the Oakland A's. I don't know that their fandom matters as much when it comes to relocation. And this group is also, I sense, either intentionally or unintentionally aware of what just happened. Intentionally aware in that they realize that relocation is terrible and ripping a team away from its fan base and its community is never a good thing, but they'll kind of look the other way to it. And again, maybe it's because they're just not around, they don't understand the full ramifications of that, or maybe unintentionally aware. Like, this group of fans is not as connected as most of us and as connected as you may think, so they're not really fully grasping what exactly has transpired in the last handful of years before this team is out of Oakland into Sacramento and maybe eventually somewhere else. So they're either looking the other way on purpose or looking the other way because they don't know which way to look. And there also is some Las Vegas / Los Angeles / Oakland Raiders precedent here. There is a group of Raiders fans who have followed this team continuously, no matter where they play. And that's even if they live in Los Angeles or Oakland. It didn't matter to them. They'll still follow that football team and be a fan of the Raiders, even though they now play in Las Vegas. And I'll never understand that. I mean, if you want to fancy yourself as a regional team and that's what you've always been. Maybe the Raiders feel that's who they are. But I don't know that they've ever made that connection and stayed somewhere to earn the loyal fans of any particular market. I also think this subsection of fans, a small group for sure, they might follow any sports team anywhere they go, like literally to the moon. If the A's move to Mars, this subsection of fans might declare themselves continuing on with the team. Okay, now back to maybe a bigger group of fans here, a bigger subsection of former Oakland A's fans. I totally understand those who are simply ready to pick a brand new Major League Baseball team. And for whatever reason, the San Diego Padres kind of seem to be a common frontrunner here. Maybe it's because they're in California, but they're not Los Angeles. They're a quick plane flight away or a long drive, and San Diego's a nice place to visit. Maybe it's because the Padres were once like the A's were, seeking a new stadium, and if Petco Park didn't work out, Jack Murphy was getting old, and maybe the Padres were bound to move out of town. But San Diego kept their baseball team, and so maybe former A's fans are looking for a new team, a fresh start, a new city, a new logo, a new fan base, just a lot of new tastes and sensations about following a new team and kind of ridding yourself of the uncertainty and stress and frustration of the last several years. And maybe these A's fans are also trying to pick a brand new Major League Baseball franchise that kind of has the underdog feel and role. And I'm not going to say that the Padres or their payroll are necessarily underdogs, but compared to Los Angeles, maybe that's exactly how they're viewed. I also think that most former A's fans now choosing to side with like the Padres or the Cleveland Guardians or any team like that, maybe because of Stephen Vogt, most of these former A's fans are picking these other teams that are not the San Francisco Giants on purpose. They are not ready, maybe never ready to transition to the other side of the Bay. And speaking of that, there is also a distinct subsection of fans, I think a rather large subsection of former A's fans that are ready to stay in the Bay. They are ready to take their allegiance to the orange and black. And there were already plenty of just Bay Area baseball fans to start, right? And I don't mean necessarily you had to have the split cap, but when the Giants were doing their thing, you'd root for them. And when the A's were making noise and Chapman and Olsen, you'd kind of figure out both sides. And you didn't really have a solid preference, and we always thought that was okay. I mean, I don't want to get too nostalgic here about the Battle of the Bay, which will never get to exist again, but in reverse and in retrospect, it's fine if you just love baseball and the Bay Area and you were not necessarily overly hot on one side or the other and taking a stand or making a specific allegiance. So I think for former A's fans that want to become Giants fans, there's a couple things going on here. It's easy to attend games. You don't drive to Sacramento. You don't have to get on an airplane to go watch Major League Baseball. They're only switching allegiances because, well, one team clearly left. It's not like this is a decision that they wanted to make. In fact, it's more like a decision that they were forced to make. MLB, by allowing this to happen, kind of forced these fans to make a decision. And so, again, they've liked both teams, and now they simply like the one that is staying put, the San Francisco Giants. I'm also here to say that there's a lot of Giants fans in the Bay Area who have friends and family that were Oakland A's fans. And so those current Giants fans are going to kind of recruit these Oakland fans who are lost in the middle. They don't know what to do yet. They need some encouragement. Maybe they'll come back around to baseball and maybe they'll join the allegiance on the other side of the Bay. So recruitment is definitely a big part of this. Last but absolutely not least, I know a lot of you are probably watching this video saying, what about the Ballers? Is he going to get to the Ballers? I absolutely am, and I've saved them here last on purpose. This is certainly not Major League Baseball. It's the Pioneer League. It's not even affiliated with the Major League circuit of single, double, and AAA baseball. But it is a team professionally, and it does bear the Oakland name. A's, B's, there's also that connection too. I think next season for the Ballers over at Raimondi Park, I think it's going to show a tremendous amount of growth in the brand. I think last year to have both teams, the A's and B's, playing in Oakland, and there were just a lot of odd feelings among baseball fans in the East Bay. I don't know that a lot of baseball fans in and around Oakland were ready to try this on and try it out yet. But I do think 2025 is going to amplify people taking advantage of that. And the Ballers have done so much groundwork up till now. I mean, they not only started from scratch last year, they built themselves a brand new ballpark. They've taken on rounds of investments, of private funders. I mean, there are so many good things going on with this franchise. I certainly hope they sustain for many years and decades to come. And if this is your jam, and if this is what you're going to pledge your allegiance to, simply the Oakland Ballers, then I understand also how you can feel nostalgic about staying in the same fan base and staying with the same group of people and the Let's Go Oakland chants and the drummers and the 68s. And I'm sure Last Dive Bar is going to still continue to do a lot of things with the Oakland Ballers. My point is, it brings a continued sense of community, and I do sense a large group of people going this direction. And I'll tell you what, no matter what the other options are, pick another big league team, be a fan of the Giants, I think there's a way to do multiple options here and include this one no matter what. So I wanted to save this one for last on purpose. It is different. It is a little bit atypical considering the circumstances, but fortunately for fans in the East Bay, it came around last year and it became an option. So what's next for Oakland fans? Again, I don't mean to tell you I know what's most popular. I think I know which are the smaller groups here. I think I have kind of a read on the fan base, but there is no right answer. There is no playbook, and I'm interested to hear what everybody plans to do. Or maybe you don't even know yet, but no matter the case, put your ideas and comments down below. Can't wait to see that. Also, while you're down there, thumbs up on this video since you made it here to the end. That'll help me, this video, and this channel. And also quickly, don't forget before this ends, go down there and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. That way I can definitely see you back here next time.